how our good friend Kent Darracott just moved into the same neighborhood that Gordon's living in. So he's moving up in the world. I think he needs to buy some more nodes, Gordon. I think that's what he needs to do. But nevertheless, Jeremy, we sure appreciate you doing the training last weekend on Memorial Day weekend. I canceled it last year. That's where my head was at. I didn't do one last year. Jeremy goes, "What are you thinking? We always can do a training." And so I'm grateful that he did one for us last week. But Jeremy, I appreciate you very much, and I'm looking forward to what you have for us this morning, brother.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks everybody for jumping on. So today we're going to talk a little bit about what I call the stacking strategy, right? So kind of going back and forth. Last week we did a little bit on, how to talk to people with the story and everything. The week before that, we were talking about, the actual nodes and tokens and the halving and all that kind of stuff. So today it's kind of a combination of those, but leaning a little bit more on now what we're doing with the nodes and the tokens and that kind of thing. So let's go ahead and share the screen. We'll dive in and understand stacking, but really how to take the full advantage of that word, right? Stacking. It's so much more than what I think a lot of people think. So the disclaimer, as always, got to make sure we understand that we're not talking about investments. We're not talking about get rich quick. We're not talking about guarantees or any of those things, right? This is all about just an amazing opportunity in the blockchain world with real products and services that can benefit people. So knowing that, let's go ahead and understand the stacking strategy and how to maximize your node accumulation at every budget level, okay? So we're going to talk about the 3 pillars. We're going to talk about the 4 different budget levels. We're going to talk about compounding, and we're going to talk about the long game and how to make sure everybody understands that, again, this is not get rich quick, because I love the phrase, it takes a lifetime to become an overnight success, right? All the work that happens in the background, and then it finally pops for you. So what is stacking and why does it matter? Okay. That is the question. So currently, and I took the initial launch price of the GNOD token. It's actually a little bit more than that now. But it started at 2/10 of a penny, right? So GNOD token at 2/10 of a penny. But currently, as of today, which is May 30th of 2026, it's actually doubled. It's actually 4/10 of a penny, right? I mean, you think about that, like, whoa, that's kind of funny to think, but it did. It doubled, right? It doubled in value in just a matter of weeks. So, and that's kind of the point, right, with all of this. So, what is stacking? It means deliberately and consistently accumulating the GNOD tokens at today's low price through nodes, service subscriptions, and staking before the market discovers the token and price appreciation takes hold. Okay, that's what we're doing. We're positioned really, really well right now, because here's the simple math, right? Node token today at 4/10 of a penny, right, is basically 1,000 nodes is $4, but it will grow. We know it will. It'll go up and down, right? But we believe in the project, and we believe in who's running or captaining the ship and everything. And so why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it go up in value? Okay. At what point? We don't know. How fast? We don't know, but it will. So what does that mean? Okay. Gets to a whole penny, right? Well, all right, there we go. It did a 5x, and now that 1,000 node is worth $10. Well, then it'll eventually, at some point, who knows when, 10 cents, right? Oh, okay, another 50x on that. And then it'll go to $1 and so on. So why does that happen? It goes into because of what happened with the halving, what we trained on 2 weeks ago. The halving just cut new daily supply by 50%. So every token you earn today comes from a shrinking pool. The scarcity, right, is what we're accumulating. We are accumulating scarcity. Think about that. Accumulating scarcity. It's kind of an interesting concept. Okay. Now, again, Node token was listed on CoinMarketCap weeks ago at 0.2 of a penny. Today it's at 4, double, right? Price discovery is just beginning. The gap between now and the mainstream awareness is your window. So the compounding advantage, rewards earned today and reinvested into more services or nodes earn more rewards. Each layer multiplies one beneath it, and time in beats timing. So the 3 pillars of stacking. Here we go. Pillar number 1, node infrastructure, right? So we have our automated earning engine here, a full node, $1,200 to get one. It's now doing about 175 rewards a day, okay, post halving. And the mini nodes at $100, they're doing about 18 rewards a day, okay? The reward pool is now 40% of all the daily block rewards. And the nature of it is just that one-time purchase earning indefinitely. And that is best for capital deployment and that passive base layer. Okay, so nodes are our foundation. They're the 24/7 machine working whatever else is going on. And so we want to stack a node first whenever the budget allows for it, right? Then there's pillar number 2, which is our SaaS product subscriptions. Okay, so this is our compounding activity-based engine. So we've got Safe, $10 a month, 20 rewards a day. Meetin', $20 a month, 40 rewards a day. Stacks, $29 a month, 60 rewards a day. The Omni bundle, $50 a month, 120 rewards a day. Omni Plus, $100 a month, 220 rewards a day. The services now out earn the nodes. Okay, so Omni Plus at $100 a month pays 220 rewards a day versus a $1,200 node at $175 or 175 rewards a day. Subscriptions are our highest efficiency stacker at this point. Okay, and then we have staking. This is pillar number 3. So our value amplifying scarcity engine, right? So the reward pool, there's another 10% of all the block rewards that are coming in from staking. So what we're doing is we're locking those tokens into a staking mechanism. They're tied up for 21 days, right? You can't use them for 21 days if you do that. And what it does is it takes them out of circulation, right? That's by design, okay? It creates more scarcity because they're tied up. You can't use them immediately. So what is it doing? It's earning yield, basically, and you're reducing supply by doing it. So this is best for long-term holders accumulating at peak. So staking does 2 things simultaneously. It pays you more tokens and it makes every unstaked token scarcer. So stack first and then stake as your position grows. Okay, so that's the philosophy. So now we have the 4 stacking tiers. Okay? Every budget has a stacking strategy. So you're just going to pick your tier and execute it fully. So for those just on the very bottom level, those that just want to kind of dip their toe in the water, see what's going on, you can be an entry stacker. It's so innocent, $10 a month, right? I mean, I like to say it's costs less than a 10-piece chicken nuggets meal at McDonald's. Okay, we're talking $10 a month, and you can get a safe subscription. It's going to pay you 20 rewards a day, 600 rewards per month, right? And this is where you can start if the budget is tight, right? And I know a lot of places in the world. I've been talking to people in Africa, talking to people in the Philippines and other places, and $10 a month that can feed their family for a week, right? And so I get it. In some parts of the world, this is where you would start. Okay, just a $10 a month opportunity, and to earn some daily rewards. But what could that turn into, right? That's the key. So okay, let's start there. But then let's maybe take it to the next level, right? Let's say, you know what? Hey, I want more than that. I want to, kind of take this a little bit more serious. So I'm maybe going to be an Omni stacker, right? So I'll start on that $50 a month, the Omni bundle. I'm going to get my safe. I'm going to get my Meetin'. I'm going to get the stacks so I can save money when I go out to dinner, when I book a hotel or something. And now I got all 3 services. Now I'm getting 120 rewards a day. Now I'm 3,600 rewards a month. Okay, this is a sweet spot. So 3 real products, 120 tokens per day, 50 bucks a month, at just 1 penny per token, the annual rewards are $432. Okay. At 10 cents, it's $4,320. So this tier makes the ecosystem feel real, right? You're actively using everything. And look at what you're getting. It's amazing. Okay. But maybe there's those of us that want to take it to the next level, right? We're power stackers. Okay. We'll call it that. It's a power stacker. So we're going to get on the Omni Plus, right? And potentially even still go in and get a mini node, right? Every month. Because hey, we're stacking, right? That's the idea. So $200 a month, okay? So I'm getting my Omni Plus bundle, so I can get all the services plus the booster, right? It doubles the amount of tokens I'm getting. I'm also getting a mini node just to make sure I'm continuing to have ownership and accumulate ownership and voting rights and all that in the blockchain. Okay, you don't want to forget about that. What am I getting now? 238 rewards per day combined, 7,140 per month, 85,680 per year. Okay, you can see how powerful that can be at even if the token gets to $1. Wow, that could be $85,000 annually, right? Not bad. Okay. And then there is the full stacker, right? Full stacker tier 4. So of course you got to go, get yourself a full node, doing your Omni Plus. You're going all in. Let's do this. It's going to be awesome. So this is the maximum earning configuration. You got your full node plus your Omni Plus, 395 rewards per day, okay, from the 2 different pools. And so you've got about 142,000 NODI tokens every year. At 10 cents, that's $14,000. At $1, that's $142,000 from an initial $1,300 position. Okay, not bad. All right, so the compounding loop. Let's talk about that. The stacker secret is that rewards that buy more rewards, right? That's the idea. So we're earning NODI tokens, okay? And we're going to, of course, put them into the wallet. They go into our Vaultix wallet. We convert rewards into NODI token in our wallet in Vaultix. And then we, watch the accumulation. We set a threshold. And then at some point, it's not live yet, but at some point, they're telling us we're going to be able to use the NODI tokens to even pay for our next subscription, right? We'll be able to use Node to, oh, I want to get my Omni subscription. Great, let's just use NODI token to pay for it. That's coming, right? And then we expand our position, more services, more rewards. So if you accumulate 600 node at over 30 days, let's just say at the beginning level, the safe level, okay? Then you use those to pay for your next month's safe subscription. Well, now it becomes self-funding, right? It costs you nothing ongoing. So that is awesome for tier 1 stackers, proving that the model works and there's minimal risk and all that. That is what we can look forward to, guys. And I'm not, we don't know timing. It might be another month or 2 or 3 or whatever, but whenever that happens, where all of a sudden we can now use our NODI tokens to pay for our own subscription, then it becomes self-funding, and then it becomes such a no-brainer that there will be nobody that will say no to this. Okay. Then there's the upgrade ladder. Starting at safe, when monthly rewards cover that cost, then they can upgrade to the bundle, right? The Omni bundle. When then Omni accumulates enough, then they can add a mini node and so on, right? Each rung is funded by the one lower. So this is best for tier 2 stackers, systematic growth without new capital. And then you got the stake and compound idea. Once you've got about 10,000 NODI tokens, you're going to want to stake a portion. Now, this is, I guess, we don't want to say financial advice, right? But just depending on who you are and where you're at and what you want to do, I'm being conservative here by saying, put in a certain amount into staking. Of course, I think timing is everything. And currently, as of today, we're saying, well, let's just stake it all, right? But eventually, you're not going to want to stake it all. You're going to save some to spend, okay, and have available. So, but the point is that we're now using these 3 streams simultaneously for long-term accumulation. Okay, So here's kind of a daily reward math at a glance. So if you're just doing safe only, right, you can see the numbers there, what it would look like over a year, and depending on the different values. If you did meeting only, if you did stacks only, the Omni Plus, right, all the different options and kind of what they look like and what it could potentially mean and do over the next year or so, what that could mean. Okay, so then you can decide, where do I fit in? What do I, what am I willing to, to buy? Do I want to get the bundles? Do I want to get nodes? Hey, look what it could potentially be. Okay, yeah, and no pressure, right? We never want to pressure anybody, but we do want to share the value of what they're looking at. And I think, again, the sweet spot, right? Omni bundles are amazing because of the value they give in the first place with our triple advantage, better products, better pricing, and then of course the third, the rewards that it gives, even if you don't touch it, even if you don't use it, even if you have to, you're sick in bed for a week and you can't go out to eat or anything, you're still getting daily rewards, and that's the point. Okay, so the self-paying subscription model. So what GNOD price does, or what GNOD price does each subscription pay for itself, right? And then what happens after? So you can think of it this way. Basically, we're looking at a penny, right? Or just call it 2 cents. Once GNOD token is worth 2 cents, okay, guess what? Pretty much you're more than breaking even on everything. That's the bottom line. So it really, I mean, it just needs to get to about a penny or penny and a half, really. But it's not too hard, right? That's not a moonshot price. Okay, a lot of times, in crypto they talk about that. Oh, it's going to the moon, right? Whatever, and things go up 10,000% or whatever. We're not talking about that. Okay, we're talking about just modest, normal growth that most tokens go through, right? To get to that point shouldn't be that difficult for our project, and that is what's so cool about it. So so what happens after breaking even? Well, you're paying the subscription, right? And fiat stacking node at a discount, so every reward token is worth 5 times more than when you started. That's the bottom line. So that's why this is so important with timing. What we're doing right now, okay, is we're accumulating, we're stacking these tokens because we know that they're going to go, right, at some point. So and so phase 2, so right now we're building. Okay, so that's the bottom line. Right now we're in that building phase where it is a little bit of faith, a little bit of hope, right? A little bit of, like, okay, hopefully this goes and it's not going to crash and burn on me, right? But then we're going to get to this break even zone. Okay, the price appreciation is going to happen, and we're going to have this break even zone. And now all of a sudden, that belief, we're not going to have faith and hope anymore, right? We're going to have knowledge. We will know it's actually working and it's good. And then, like I said, it'll be a no-brainer. We'll be able to show that to people, and it'll be like, yeah, why wouldn't you do this? Okay. And then we'll get into the phase 3, which is now the profit phase. Okay, so your rewards now exceed the subscription cost, and the surplus GNOD tokens that you didn't need to spend, all that, they begin to accumulate as profit. That's what they will. That's what they'll be. So 395 reward day position at 10 cents could be an additional almost $40 a day, right, that you're making. So, and then of course, phase 4 will be the compounding wealth phase, as it just continues to grow and grow and grow. And so long term, right, years from now, we'll all be so glad that we got in during phase 1, the building phase. All right, so here's kind of a 12, 24, 36 month projection scenario, what your stack could be worth if you hold through each of the price milestones, right? So if you're on tier 1 with safe, tier 2 with the Omni, tier 3 Omni plus a mini, or a tier 4 with a full node and everything, here's what it could potentially be, right? So hopefully that, and again, I want to go back to the disclaimer. We're not promising anything, no guarantees. These are just projections. These are possibilities, potentials. But if we believe in it, right, Just like you believe that Microsoft might do some great things, or Google might do some great things, or Amazon might do some great things, and so you go and you buy into their stock and whatever, right? You believe in the company. Doesn't mean that they don't make mistakes. Doesn't mean that they don't have outages and problems and whatever, and then their stock goes up and down. No, of course not. That's the reality of the marketplace, okay? And the same thing goes here. There's always going to be ups and downs. There's always going to be things that happen and something breaks or whatever, and that'll affect the price. And let's be real about all of that. But over time, right, with good people running or drifting the ship, right, a good captain of the ship, it's going to over time be awesome. Okay, so historical context of that. Bitcoin, again, was at one point 1 penny, okay? And then now it's $73,000. Ethereum was at one point 31 cents, and now it's almost 5,000, okay? Solana was at one point 50 cents, and now it's $259. So these price targets are very conservative. I think that's what I'm trying to get across here, okay? Is that this is all very conservative relative to what proven blockchain ecosystems have delivered in the past. All right. So here's the upgrade ladder. So you start with your step 1, safe subscription. Step 2, your Omni bundle, right? Step 3, your Omni Plus. Step 4, get yourself a mini node. And step 5, your maximum config, so that you're making sure that you've got the most potential possible and positioning yourself for what we like to call a legacy, right? That's the whole point here, is that this is not just for us. This is now for our kids, our grandkids, what we can leave behind, leave a legacy. And we can do that with this. So here's the reward spending hierarchy, okay? So the first metric that we're going to be looking for here, hopefully in the short term, is paying for our current subscriptions, covering the cost with our own GNOD token, right? So that's coming, right? It might be not till later this year, but it's coming. And this will be the baseline. Then we're going to be able to do the subscription upgrades and tier up, right? Now we'll be able to say, okay, cool. So I'm going to move from just being on safe only to being on Omni, right? And with zero new fiat, nothing out of pocket, okay? That's going to be the next tier. Then we'll go to node upgrades. Then we'll be able to say, okay, yep, I'm covering my own costs with the rewards I'm getting. So, all right, let's go ahead and start purchasing some nodes, right? And then we're going to start going, oh, wow, I've got enough here to not only pay for my subscription and some other things, I need to now start staking some of it, right? And putting some aside for the future. And then finally, lifestyle spend. This is when we finally get our Visa card tied to our Voltix wallet that allows us to spend our GNOD token anywhere we go, fill up at the gas station, go get groceries, whatever, right? Spending that with the Visa card, that's all coming in the hopefully near future. So that's when you then have that surplus GNOD with your AI Visa card for everyday purchases, grocery, fuel, and restaurants. Okay, so here's some common stacking mistakes. Let's go through this real quick. What to avoid and what to do instead. Okay, number one, and the most I think relevant to everything we're doing right now, is waiting for that perfect price to start. Right, a lot of people I think are waiting. Well, why this hurts? It's because there is no perfect price. Every day that you wait is a day of rewards you didn't earn. Bitcoin buyers who waited for a dip from $100 in 2013 watched it hit 1,000 before they acted. Okay, so don't fall for that, right? Start at whatever tier you can afford today, because imperfect action beats perfect inaction, right? That is the key thing. Is there? Yeah, don't. Oh, when GNOD gets to a penny, then I'll jump in. Right? No, no. Use the service. The whole point of Cirrus is that we have services that we would use anyway, even if we weren't earning rewards, right? They're good services. They're good priced services that are better than the competition in the first place. And the fact that they give us rewards on top of that, that's just the cherry on top, right? That's just the icing on the cake. So yeah, don't wait. Don't worry about price. Just get in, start using these services and start earning rewards at the same time. It's like, wow, okay, great. All right. The other one is only using one pillar, right? Node only or service only. Why it hurts? Because nodes, they earn from the 40% of the infrastructure pool, while the services earn from the 40% of the app pool. So, and then staking, of course, earns from the 10% staking pool. So using only one leaves two whole income streams on the table that you're not taking advantage of, right? So you want to combine all three as your position grows. Even a safe subscription alongside a node adds 20 more rewards a day from that separate pool, okay? The other one is not tracking your daily accumulation. Why it hurts? When you don't measure, you don't optimize. So stackers who track daily rewards make better reinvestment decisions, and they stay motivated through slow periods, right? So you want to check your Baltic wallet daily, screenshot it, see what's going on, and then share them. Share on your social media, send it as a text, whatever you want to do, right? So you can tell people, look, right? There's one guy I follow on Facebook. That's what he does every day. His name is Zach. And he just posts another 430 tokens today, another 430 tokens today. That's all he posts, right? And he just, hey, I just got another 430 tokens today. And people go, wait, what? What are you talking about? What are these 430 tokens you got today? And he creates curiosity, right? And people want to know what he's doing. Of course, the spending all the rewards immediately, you don't want to do that, right? Once they're spendable, and they are, it's hard to do, but there's actually a marketplace right now, if you guys didn't know that. So the GNOD marketplace exists. There's only like 4 products on it, but you can, if you want the link, I'll share it to you. But yeah, you can actually go buy some stuff on the GNOD marketplace right now. So don't, right? Don't spend all your rewards immediately, right? We're stacking. That's the point. We don't want to panic sell, because it dropped in half and everything. We want to give up and, oh no, my rewards, dropped or whatever. And of course, we don't want to skip the upgrade ladder because it feels slow, right? Moving from safe at $10 a month to full stacker at $1,300 a month, using only rewards can take time. So, but it doesn't require any new capital, right? Once the rewards actually can be used. So let's not be impatient, okay? We don't want to, be disheartened by the fact that it's taking a little bit longer. That's the point. So we're going to set a 90-day milestone instead of a destination. What do we want our position in 90 days to look like if we follow that ladder faithfully? Okay, so here's our action plan, right? Concrete actions in order, execute these, and you are stacking. So first week, hey, let's choose your tier. Are you a tier 1 or a tier 4? Just based on your current budget. Activate your subscription, right? Go get safe, go get the bundle, go get yourself a node, whatever it is that you're comfortable with. Set up and verify your wallet. Screenshot your day 1 reward total. This is kind of your baseline, right? Get you excited. And if your budget allows, get yourself a node and set a goal, right? Set your 30-day goal. Week 2, we're going to start tracking. We're going to see how our wallet's doing every day. We're going to log daily reward count. We're going to calculate the monthly accumulation, and we're going to identify our break-even price. We're going to share our first week reward screenshot to the community, right? Kind of share what's going on. Okay, week 2, hey, look what I'm doing. This is cool. I'm getting paid every day with these rewards. This is awesome. Week 3, we're going to optimize and plan our upgrade path, right? So we say, okay, am I on the right tier for my budget? How many months until rewards cover my subscription? Set up your first upgrade trigger. Decide when Omni Plus surplus reaches $100 and buy mini nodes, and then stake your tokens. Start doing that right away. And then, of course, week 4, we're going to reinvest any rewards that exceed subscription cost. We're going to document our 30-day total, compare versus day 1 projection, share our stacking progress, introduce one person to the business, right? Using last week's story time frame or framework that we trained on, set our 90-day stacking goal, and then we have our 30-day goal, which is our stack is growing and it's generating conversation. That's the whole point of this, is we're stacking and we're telling people about how we're stacking so that we can bring people to the table and take advantage of basically that 4th option, which is commissions, right? Cirrus commissions, up and above and beyond the rewards. So Okay, so here are the 5 key takeaways for today. Stacking is not passive hoping, right? It is deliberate accumulation of a scarce asset at the lowest price it will ever be. Every day you wait is the day of compounding that you forfeited. Number 2, using all 3 pillars. Nodes earn from the infrastructure, SaaS subscriptions earn from the app pool, and staking earns from the staking pool. Using only one leaves the other 2 idle. Third thing, the upgrade ladder lets you grow from $10 a month to the full $1,300 configuration, potentially only using GNOD rewards. 0 additional capital required if you follow the triggers. Number 4 is your break-even price is right around 1.5 pennies, okay, value. At that modest 7 to 8 time appreciation, every subscription will pay for itself if in the tokens it generates. After that, you're in pure surplus. And number 5, your stack is also your story. So sharing your daily reward screenshots, your weekly totals, your upgrade milestones, this is the best recruiting content you'll ever create. That's proof that it works. So don't be shy. In other words, just share it with everybody. And that is it, my friends. So